Good evening. The time is 6:11 and you're listening to Live with Lori on WEDU 622 radio. Today's hot topic is teacher tenure. What is it and why does it matter? The basic idea of tenure for K through 12 teachers is that the status provides experienced teachers who have demonstrated competence during a probationary period with due process before being fired. The common belief is that the tenured status prevents termination, and that's just wrong. Tenured teachers can be fired. The status of tenure, however, requires that the employer show just cause for termination. Why was it developed? Historically, to protect teachers from nepotism and favoritism. It also ensured that students received an education not subject to the political whim or arbitrary decisions made by administration. It was developed as a way to improve the quality of teaching and education for children. Tenure was developed to 1. Shield teachers from the improper political influence over their activities inside and outside of the classroom, 2. Protect academic freedom inside the classroom, and 3. To shield teachers against sex and race discrimination. Although most Americans believe that teachers are shielded against termination on the basis of sex or race, civil rights laws require the teacher to prove that sex or race was the reason for dismissal rather than the school board being required to prove a teacher is incompetent. Blogger Peter Green put it best when he stated, "Teachers answer to 100 different bosses, so they need their own special set of protections." This is especially true in our helicopter society, where well-connected parents may push their own children's interests to the detriment of others. Without tenure, a teacher with high standards is not protected from the wrath of a politically connected parent who is unhappy about a child's grade or discipline. More recently, tenure allows teachers to stand up and disagree with a colleague or administrator pushing a policy or program without sound educational reasons, without the fear of being fired. Leo Casey, educational researcher, notes that tenure allows teachers to speak up and advocate for their students, to advocate for a different educational approach, to report administrative wrongdoings, to criticize the leadership at a school or district level. What this essentially means is that it allows teachers to be more involved. Professionals who are involved tend to stay in the profession rather than leave it. In a previous interview with Peter Green, he observed that the biggest problem with the destruction of tenure is not that a handful of teachers will lose their job, but that entire buildings full of teachers will lose their ability to do their jobs well. Let's pause for station identification. When we return, we'll continue the daily hot topic, teacher tenure. Who has it, who needs it, and why does it matter?
Are you tired? Do your feet hurt? Do you use your teacher voice in the grocery store? Never fear, education heroes. Teachers Deserve More Day Spa is here for all your needs. Just show your current teacher ID card at any of the 12 metro area locations to redeem one free service each month. Traffic update. Today is June 1st. Expect delays on all major interstates. Teachers are exiting the state in droves over the next 3 work days. Many will be traveling far and wide to seek additional certifications, but most are headed to undisclosed locations for a few days of sleep. If you see a tired teacher, give them a wave and let them pass. The time is 6:13 and you're listening to Live with Lori on EDU 622 radio. This program and others like it are brought to you from education supporters like the OHS, PTO, and Mustang Chronicles. To become a proud sponsor of EDU 622 radio and its affiliates, please visit the local station website, www.edu622radio.com. Click on Support My Teachers link to make a donation. PayPal and all major credit cards are accepted.
We're back to finish today's hot topic discussion. Teacher tenure. Who has it, who needs it, and why does it matter? Teacher tenure laws vary from state to state, but since we're in Georgia, I looked up some frequently asked questions about teacher tenure here. Question 1. What does tenure actually mean? According to the website, once the employee has signed a 4th contract by the same employer, he or she enjoys a standing commonly known as tenure. Acquiring tenure rights simply means that you enjoy a right to continued employment in that school system. In other words, the school system must renew your contract year after year unless good cause to non-renew can be shown. Question 2. Is there tenure in position? No, there is no tenure in position. For instance, a principal is not tenured as a principal, but as a professional employee of the school system in which he occupies the position of principal. Tenure will only protect an employee at a certain pay level, not a particular position. Question 3. What changes did House Bill 1187 make to the existing tenure law? The only significant change was the added language, quote, a person who first becomes a teacher on or after July 1, 2000 shall not acquire any rights under OCGA-20-2-942 to continue employment as a teacher. A teacher who had acquired any rights to continued employment under that code prior to July 1, 2000 shall retain such rights. However, although House Bill 1187 eliminated teacher for beginning teachers after July 1, 2000, State Bill 193 reinstated tenure for all teachers beginning July 1, 2004. To be certain, tenure law is unclear, and where it exists, tenure law can certainly be revised. As Shanker, educational leader, put it, some teachers are excellent, some are very good, some are good, and some are terrible. What we do know is that the longer systems retain good teachers, the more students benefit. Brian Jones observed, if teacher tenure is an important obstacle to achievement, Mississippi, who has no teacher tenure, should have stellar schools, and Massachusetts, who does have teacher tenure, should have failing schools. Instead, it is the other way around. In short, all states need tenure laws to protect teachers. Critics argue that automatic teacher tenure provides job security for bad teachers. None of the people interviewed for this segment disagree, but they all point out that they aren't arguing for teacher tenure. Automatic teacher tenure. What teachers and teacher unions want to see is a process whereby experienced teachers can apply for tenure after 5 to 7 years of credible experience. Offering tenure not only protects teachers, but it also helps retain teachers, an important point to consider in a profession that has seen startling turnover rates in the past 2 decades. Not only is it more cost-effective to coach and train teachers who stay than it is to continually hire and retrain recruits every 2 to 3 years, but it is also a step to improving schools. School improvement can't happen without experienced teachers leading the way.
That's all the time we have today with Live with Lori. Stay tuned for the sounds of Kindergarten and his troupe of recorders playing ABC 123.